Well, good afternoon and welcome back to The Shift. My name is Kyle Horner. And good news, as the Ontario government is providing $2.2 million to the LaSalle Police Service and Windsor Police Services to help prevent repeat and violent offenders from committing serious crimes while out on bail. The funding is part of the province's plan to help protect communities, support victims of crime, and keep people safe. Through the Bail Compliance and Warrant Apprehension Grant Program, the government is investing $24 million across the province to help establish dedicated bail compliance and or warrant apprehension teams to monitor high-risk individuals. The funding is being delivered over 3 years and will also support new technology for a province-wide bail compliance monitoring system. To talk about this with me, I asked Anthony Leardi, MPP for the riding of Essex, to join me. Good afternoon, Anthony. How are you today?
Great, Kyle. How are you?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you coming on. Obviously, great news. Talk about, first of all, your excitement for this, that we will be seeing $2.2 million heading towards the LaSalle Police Service and the Windsor Police Service as well.
Yeah, this is great. It's $2.2 million, which is going to help LaSalle Police and the Windsor Police Service, which also covers Amherstburg, go after repeat offenders, make them comply with their bail conditions, and if they don't comply, put them in jail where they belong. This is good news. It's going to make our communities safer, and it's very good news for our area.
How will this money help? Again, kind of break it down for us a little bit on what the police service will use this money for to make sure that those repeat offenders are behind bars.
That's a great question. What I want to let people know is that this money is going to be used to create special teams of enforcement officers who will now specifically have the ability to go after specific repeat offenders who are out on bail and in violation of their bail conditions. We know, and especially the police know, who the repeat offenders are and who they are most likely to victimize. So we're empowering our police in Windsor and LaSalle and Amherstburg to go after the people who are going to violate their bail conditions and jeopardize the safety of vulnerable individuals. We're going to give them special tools and funding to go after the violators, catch them on their bail conditions, and put them in jail.
How big of a problem is it right now where a lot of these violent repeat offenders are out there, again, causing more trouble?
Well, there's good news in that some communities routinely find themselves among the most safest communities in the province of Ontario. In fact, Amherstburg and LaSalle have routinely showed up on the list of safest communities in Ontario. Yeah. So congratulations to them. But we don't want anything to go backwards, right? And violent repeat offenders, they travel from spot to spot. So you might find a repeat offender who originates in Toronto. You might find them gassing up in LaSalle in violation of their bail conditions. So we're going to empower the police to go after them, find them in violation of their bail conditions, arrest them, and put them back in jail where they belong.
And obviously it's very important for your government to make sure that you're cracking down on this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure that every community is safe in Ontario. As I said before, some are safer than others, but we want to make sure every community is safe, and that's why we're putting this money in the hands of the police departments and giving them the power to do what they need to do.
You talked about how safe LaSalle is. When it comes to Windsor here and repeat offenders, how big of an issue is it just in this community?
Well, I think that the fact that the government has turned its attention to this issue, which has really been a national issue from coast to coast. You'll remember last summer when the premiers got together at a national conference and they all signed a letter sponsored by Premier Ford saying, we need bail reform. We need reform in this area. That's a federal area, the law on bail reform. But there are steps we can take at the provincial level, too, getting more power into the hands of our police departments to go after the specific offenders who they know are the repeat offenders and who are threatening the most vulnerable people in our community. This has been a national issue since last summer when the premiers got together and said it was a national issue, and that's why we're doing this.
Again, that was Anthony Leardi, MPP for the riding of Essex, as the Ontario government is providing $2.2 million to LaSalle Police Services and the Windsor Police Services to help prevent repeat and violent offenders from committing serious crimes while out on bail. Again, the funding is part of the province's plan to help protect communities, support victims of crime, and keep people safe. Through the Bail Compliance and Warrant Apprehension Grant Program, the government is investing $24 million across the province to help establish dedicated bail compliance and or warrant apprehension teams to monitor high-risk individuals. The funding is being delivered over 3 years and will also support new technology for a province-wide bail compliance monitoring system, something that is very important, much needed. So great news today. It's Kyle Horner in for Patty Handysides on The Shift on AM800.